Hey everyone, welcome back to another math video. In today's video, we're going to talk about how we can add and subtract polynomials. Let's go ahead and let's begin. So here I have a polynomial, two polynomials that I have to add together. There's two ways that we can add polynomials together. One method is by setting them up vertically and the other is horizontally. So let's go ahead and let's start off by using what they usually call the vertical method. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to stack these up one on top of the other and sort of line them up with like terms. So for example, let's just go ahead and start off by writing this one first. I'm going to write 4m squared minus 2m plus 4. And right beneath it, I'm going to sort of line up this one in the same manner, where I'm going to put 2m squared right under 4m squared, 2m under the negative 2m, and then negative 5 under the positive 4. And I want to add these together. 4m squared plus 2m squared gets me 6m squared. A negative 2m and a positive 2m cancel each other out, leaving me with 0. And a positive 4 and a negative 5, if I add those together, I should get negative 1. Therefore, I'm left with 6m squared minus 1. And again, this is what is known as the vertical way, or a vertical way to add two polynomials. The other method is called the horizontal, which really is simply combining like terms. So we have a 4m squared minus 2m plus 4, and we want to add together the 2m squared minus 5. Oh, sorry, plus 2m minus 5. And what we would do in this horizontal method, really, we just like to highlight each of the terms with their like terms. So for example, this 4m squared is a like term with the 2m squared. The negative 2m is a like term with the positive 2m. And the positive 4 is a like term with the negative 5. And you make sure that you understand that you know which they're going to combine. And we just combine the ones that are the same colors, or combine the like terms. You can circle them and draw lines. I'll show you how to do that later. But 4m squared plus 2m squared still gets me 6m squared. Okay. The 2m's, if I combine those, negative 2m and a positive 2m, if I add those together, that gets me a 0. And then a positive 4 and a negative 5, adding those, I get a negative 1. And again, I'm left with the answer 6m squared minus 1. So two different ways to do the same exact problem. Again, one's the vertical method, the other's the horizontal method. Both of them get you the same exact answer. And this is how we add and subtract polynomials. Notice that when we combine them and when we're adding, the variables and the exponents do not change. Okay, that only happens if you're multiplying, raising it to the exponent, okay, which will come later. But when we're adding and subtracting, variables and their exponents really don't change. So now that you've seen an example of how to add two, let's go ahead and let's take a second to look at one where we subtract. Subtraction can be a little bit more tricky. And again, we'll solve them using both methods. So solving using the vertical method, if I can spell vertical. There we go. Okay, so we have 5y squared minus 2y plus 1. Right beneath it, we have y squared plus y plus 3. And this time, we are going to subtract the two from each other. So now I have 5y squared minus y squared. Okay, that would give me a 4y squared. A negative 2y minus a positive y is negative 3y y. And then a 1 minus a 3 would be a negative 2. And that there would be my answer. Now again, let's go ahead and let's set up the horizontal way to do this. Okay, if I'm doing the horizontal method, then what I'll do is I'll just rewrite the 2. It's 5y squared minus 2y plus 1. And then we want to subtract y squared plus y plus 3. Okay. And let's say you didn't want to do the whole color changing thing and you don't really want to rewrite it like that. That's fine. What I've seen others do as well, another method you could use is, I'm going to use different colors. Again, you don't have to. So what you would do is you circle your like terms that you can combine. The y squareds can combine with each other. So now let's subtract these two from each other. 5y squared minus y squared. That gets me 4y squared. And I circle my next like terms. Negative 2y minus a positive y. That would give me a negative 3y. And finally a positive 1 minus a positive 3. That would get me a negative 2. And that's how we get our answer. So there's different ways you can add and subtract these. As you can see, we got the same answer both times. And whichever way you use, really, that's up to you. Some of you are going to prefer one way over the other. So there you have it, a couple of examples of how to add and subtract polynomials from each other. Like I said, there's a vertical method that some people use, and there's a horizontal method that others use. The method that you choose is based on what you like. If you like to line things up one on top of the other, go for it. If you like to just circle things, draw arrows, or maybe there's another way that you just figured out how to add and subtract polynomials, do it. As long as you get the same answer and that method works for you, go for it. Always do what's best for you. And as always, stay tuned for other videos. The next video that'll come up with polynomials is going to have to do with how we start multiplying with them. So definitely stay tuned for that. And as always, I hope you watched and learned something new in math, and I'll see you guys in the next video.